everybody, welcome back. It is prize giving time. We're going to have a pitch. We're going to hear about some amazing innovations, and then we're going to give out some prizes. An important point, the public award is now, the voting for that is now closed, and so thank you for those of you who have voted in that. We'll find out, that's at the end of this session, who has won the public award, who received the most votes. The format is great because we have got 3 people in each of the categories who are the finalists, and they come up on stage and they have to pitch. They've got 3 minutes exactly to pitch their company, and then at the end we will find out who the winner is. And we're giving out prizes in the following categories: the Change Award, the Innovators Award, the Venture Award, the Woman Award, and the Public Award. And as I said, it's a 3-minute pitching session, and something for those who are down here who expect to be coming up and doing their pitch to bear in mind. After 2 minutes 30 you'll hear a little sound, and then at 3 minutes you'll hear quite a loud sound that says it's time for you to stop talking. But I think that you've all prepared your 3-minute pitches. You know exactly how to do it. So I'm now, without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to Isabel, who's going to be hosting the first awards.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy. So I have the honor actually to start with the first award, which is the Change Award, and that recognizes graduates who have participated in the EIT education program, who spur innovation and entrepreneurship, inspiring change for a sustainable future. The French would call it tout un programme. And for this we have 3 money tags attached. The first prize is of 20,000 euros, the second one of 10,000, and the third one of 5,000. And the presenter of this award is Professor Werner Weidenfeld, whom I invite please to join me on stage. Thank you very much. Can I help you? Yeah, the lectern here. And you will share your wisdom why this Change Award is very important for the innovation communities and the talents ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, innovation is a complex phenomenon, and you only had to listen today to these different speeches to get a feeling for that. It's more than just the finger snapping and then applause and innovation is realized. You always need a societal context to that, societal change. You need always, as you also could listen several times today, a strategy, how to really implement that. Catchwords of today's innovation, change, transformation, strategy, and so on. Why is it so complex? In these days, we are facing a specific combination of structural challenges and cultural problems. The structural challenges, globalization, internationalization, Europeanization, digitalization, cyber attack offensives, high-tech jumps, and so on. I give the headline on all these aspects, era of complexity. This is where we are living. The second aspect, the cultural problems, is that in view of these structural developments, in public opinion polls, by far more than 70% of the people say, we don't understand anything what's going on. And the consequence is that the trust into the knowledge of the neighbor is reducing. Why should I trust him or her in the moment in which I don't understand what's going on? So we are living in more and more distrust, in distrust societies. I give them the headline, era of confusion. So we have a specific combination of era of complexity and the era of confusion. And So we always have to reflect additional question marks when we are confronted with innovation. What about the ethic consequences? What about the interest conflicts in this context? In my work, I can, in addition to all these issues, we are delivering strategic problem solutions. In addition to that, I tell you two examples, more or less, I would say, of a hobby which fits here quite well today. One is, from the very first moment, we started to look around where are specific talents. Not in a specific segment, where are really impressive talents around the world. And when we found some of them, how can we support them? Two of our talents became presidents of World Bank, several the heads of big mass media institutions and so on. And when I asked them, when I found, oh, there is a talent, let me say in South Africa or in China and so on. And when I found somebody, I asked, oh, what about your biography? What did you do before? And so. And then I found out many of them in the first years of our activities said, yes, I was in Henry Kissinger's summer university in Harvard. Oh, I said, then we have to do something similar. Summer university. And we are doing that until today. And the strange thing, it was mentioned today, who is the most active participant now in that? Chinese people, Chinese top talents. So this is our work, talent supporting and so on. We are doing alumni work with them and so on. This is number one. Number two is, when I am traveling around the world, I always reflect, is here nearby a world-leading research institute, laboratory, and so on. And for example, I was at MIT, and they showed me how they developed medical treatment towards climbers in Himalaya, thousands of kilometers away. And I thought this will be a world issue, how to bridge the distance between these patient and the doctor. I looked around. Israel was top, but the other countries, 0 level, interest conflicts, blocked. And so we worked on that to overcome this blocking. I see you here with your endangering aspects. I want to survive. So, so it's. I just wanted to say that to you, to deliver answers to this kind of challenges, as I mentioned, you have to deliver an orientation, because we have to know how to select information. What about the orientation? How can you deliver an orientation in the moment in which you say this talent is really top? This is a kind of orientation delivering. That's something specific here. If I may mention that also to you, that you might learn from this kind of talent supporting, it's orientation. Just to make you happy, I finish now with one aspect. Is because my good friend John Nye, Harvard professor, has delivered a good explanation for that. He said in former times people had in mind power, that's hard power, weapons, economy, and so on. Then after that also soft power, cultural outreach. And he said now, today, the real category of power is a third one. This person who can explain these complex things, complex innovation, they have the real power. And I define that, he wrote, smart power. So I tell you, develop smart power, and then everything is okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Learning by the day. Wonderful narration. And let's see who in the area of complexity, in the area of confusion, is actually bringing some light. And for this, I'm calling the 3 nominees under the Change Award category, and they will be coming up here, the names. Yes, Michael Dieter, Lieftec. Please come on stage. Kristaps Krafte, Viggo Boot. And Eirik Eide Pedersen. Please, welcome. Good to have you here. Great. Only man. How come? So what we're going to do is you have 3 minutes. Jeremy explained it extremely well. 2.5 minutes, the gong, and we're going to do it in alphabetical order. So Michael Dieter is the first one. Here is that. This is that. When you're ready, you go. And here is the time. So you can see, and we will be merciless.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm
Go
Michael.
ahead.
I'm co-founder and CEO of Lieftec. Oh, that was too fast. Lieftec's digital twin enables building systems to anticipate upcoming energy and user comfort demand. Buildings all around the world face the same challenge. They do not know how upcoming weather conditions will actively influence the energy demand and user comfort in the building. They only use hardware sensors to measure how those parameters will affect and can thereby not control the energy consumption in the building correctly. A smart building system should be farsighted. It should know how different parameters in the building evolve in order to adjust upfront and bring the most to the building user and the energy efficiency. A smart building system should be proactive. And we at Lieftec, we change the patterns of building automation by enabling building systems to be proactive. We maximize user comfort, we reduce energy consumption by up to 20%, and the same goes for CO2 emissions. Our data services are used to optimize shading, illuminance, ventilation, heating, and cooling systems. To do this, we need a lot of data, and we developed our digital twin. It consists of 2 data layers, so we take into account static data, the building's BIM model, CAD model, surrounding infrastructure, topography, buildings, trees, and we combine it with dynamic data layers. So we know how the current room conditions are. We know what your preferences in the building are, how the temperature should be, and we know how the weather is going to be. And merging all those data points, we offer our web platform. On this web platform, our customers can set up their own digital twin and order data services, for example, analytic reports, single system control data, or direct API integrations for a permanent upgrade of the building systems. It is our goal to bring this to all buildings globally. So from high-rise towers in New York to small smart home systems in, for example, Baden-Württemberg. To do this, we cooperate and partner up with companies from the building automation, utility provision, and smart glass sector. Our team today consists of 5 members. 3 of us went completely through the EIT Master Label program with Climate Kick, so I'm actually representing Anjan and Sasan as well. We are in the EIT Climate Kick Accelerator, and we are accelerated by Dresden Sommer and supported by other associations. We plan to bring our first proactive control system to the market in 2020. We already sell single system control data and need 450,000 euros to launch our web platform next year. After that, we aim to launch our systems globally and bring comfort and efficiency to all buildings around the world.
Great.
So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well done. Well done. Thank you. And without further ado, Kristaps Krafte.
Yes.
Here you go.
Thank you.
And the clicker,
Yes. Thank you.
the timer.
Perfect. Hello, guys. My name is Kristaps, and I am the founder of Vigo. Vigo is a digital therapeutic for stroke rehabilitation. So, stroke is a horrible disease, and it creates the most long-term disabilities in the world. And countries and people are spending billions of euros to fight it. Unfortunately, very unsuccessfully. The number of stroke cases are growing, and the amount that countries spend on stroke recovery is growing too. So it's really a big, big challenge. So, what a wonderful slide. There are many big problems in healthcare. So you might wonder, how did I find stroke? Actually, this started during my master's program, which was EIT Health labeled, also as my also founders here. But I figured that classroom education was not enough, so we were all encouraged to go out and try to find something in real life to solve. So I went out to 2 stroke units in 2 countries, Latvia and Denmark, to find solutions for one of the biggest challenges, stroke. Stroke was suggested to me by these 2 good university hospitals. So, in stroke care, time is brain. People need to start recovery process as soon as possible. Unfortunately, what happens now is that patients go to the hospital, most of them go to the hospital, then they should go to a rehab center, but unfortunately they don't. There's a long waiting time, sometimes up to 3-4 months, until people go to the rehabilitation center. They should start recovering as soon as possible, but they don't. After the rehab center, where they get really good care, they again go home, and there is no more or very little rehab at home. And only 10% of all stroke survivors recover completely. Many more could, but only 10% do now. So there we come in with Vigo. Vigo is a digital therapy that provides no delay in the treatment. The treatment lasts as long as the patients need it, and it's much, much cheaper than current alternatives. So as I already said, I graduated from EIT labeled education program. We learned how to innovate in healthcare, how to tackle the most pressing challenges. There was a lot of practical cases and a lot of hands-on experience that helps me every day working with Vigo now. We are currently running a pilot trial, testing Vigo with 20 patients in the largest stroke unit in Latvia. We are also in a partnership with the largest rehabilitation center in Latvia, who also holds the best knowledge in stroke rehabilitation in the region. And we are well on our way to become the first prescribed and reimbursed stroke rehabilitation therapy in the world. Thank you very much. That's it.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Vital innovation. And last not least, Eirik Eide Pedersen. Please. There you go. Same procedure. When you're ready.
Right. Can I get the all right. You all know about the Fukushima accident. Considering that, if I came and told you that we should be building nuclear reactors as if though our future depended on it, you would think that I'm insane. So at Seaborg, we set out to develop a nuclear reactor that cannot melt down and that cannot explode. Why talk about nuclear at all? Well, the problem is twofold and consists on one hand of great inequality, while at the same time, we're already using way too much. Hi, my name is Eirik. I am a nuclear engineer, InnoEnergy alumni, a Forbes 30 under 30, and a co-founder of Seaborg Technologies, a company working on addressing these challenges. Our ambition is to enable the free markets to fight greenhouse gas emissions and energy poverty by commercializing nuclear reactors that are scalable, inherently safe, and cheaper than coal. Our product is called the Compact Molten Salt Reactor, and it's being developed with 3 main criteria. Most importantly, it cannot melt down or explode, but also it cannot be weaponized, and it can use nuclear waste as fuel. Our reactors rely on safety by physics. Most importantly, the molten salt fuel chemically binds radioactive products so that even in the worst case scenario, worse than Fukushima, think dynamite in the reactor, The cleanup will consist of picking up radioactive rocks like this one. That is a fundamental change compared to today, where a nuclear accident is a geopolitical disaster, and it simplifies everything. Consequently, our reactors can be built very simple, very transportable, and can be mass-produced on conveyor belts. A 100 megawatt unit provides safe, reliable, and clean power for 200,000 homes and can be transported to anywhere in the world, particularly in the southeast, where it fits directly into electricity grids. Our plan is a 3-stage rocket. First, we need to develop, license, and construct the first reactor, planned for 2027. Then, we need to reduce conservatism and initiate serial production so that by the mid-2030s, we can be competitive with coal and gas. Lastly, we will transition to completely sustainable fuel cycles so that we can be competitive with oil by producing synthetic fuels from biomass. And right now, we're looking for 25 million euros.
Aha, the pitch.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Thank you. Professor Weidenfeld, please, back to the lectern. And now comes the moment of truth. So,
Where is it?
where is the
Is it the
envelope?
right one? Okay.
Yeah.
No, you never know.
Well, let's check. It's the Change Award.
We check that.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's a change award. Please be patient and wait a few seconds to really
tension.
to be sensitive enough to get the result. And the winner is Michael Dietl.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Here, where's the photo? Great.
So, did you prepare an acceptance speech?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
would say here.
Thanks to
here.
the EIT to handing me representing a complete team of people working dedicated to change building energy efficiency. This prize is not only for me, it's for Engine and Sasan as well, who have been with me on this journey for a long time. I want to thank Climate Kick because they've always supported us. And I, of course, want to thank all my friends and all my family who were always there for me. Innovation is a big topic, and there is one fear which I have regarding to innovation acceptance in the society. The EIT does a great job. I'm really always amazed when I meet people here. I'm always amazed hearing the different stories. But if I talk to people which are out of my startup world, out of my innovation world, they don't know the EIT. And that makes me sad, because I think this institution should be known. It should give hope to people that innovation does not change their life to the worse, but can make it better. So I think, and I'm of the opinion, that the EIT needs to be a center part of the European Union, that it needs to be known by all people in the European Union and not only by those who are actively engaged to it or in the wider circle. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Message received, 100%. Please, I invite you to join again your seats, and we're going to the second category, which is the Innovation Award. Jeremy, it's yours.
Thank you. So the Innovators Award, that was interesting. I loved that, and I love the pitches, and I love hearing about it, and I love the gong going off, and we've got the same drama and excitement here for the Innovators Award, which recognises teams from the EIT's innovation communities that develop high-impact products and services for a sustainable future. Let me talk you through the prizes. The third place winner will get 10,000 euros. Second place is 20,000 euros. And the Innovators Award winner receives 50,000 euros and one of those coveted trophies as well. So the same format as we just had, and I'd like to invite up on stage to give out this award the Hungarian Minister for Innovation and Technology, Laszlo Palkovic. Would you like to come on up? So Minister Palkovic has held various positions in industry, academia. He's well recognized for his work in the fields of engineering, particularly autonomous vehicles, I believe. So please, let us know about this Innovators Award a little more.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm especially honored and glad that EIT is in Hungary. We just signed 2 strategic agreements with EIT, and I was thinking what to say here because everybody is more interested in the innovators who are going to appear at the stage, so I need to be short. Well, my age is interesting to say that what innovation means. In Hungary, we consider ourselves as innovative people. If we look at the number of the Nobel Prize winners per capita, we are doing quite well. I also believe sometimes that we are very innovative people in Hungary. But how government can be innovative? So that's what I would like to elaborate a little bit on that, and to try to make a sort of marketing to be a minister. As you have heard in the invitation, I'm not a typical politician. 6 years or 5 years ago, I joined to the government. But before, I was on the other side. I was working 20 years in the automotive industry, also professor at university, and having different patents, and also not only patents, but also the innovations, like for example, electronic stability program came as a product, and we have it today. But also government can be innovative. What is the recipe for that? Basically, you need to find somebody from outside and bring in to the government. It's also very untypical. Government is typically for politicians. So I was invited to the government to establish this ministry. So second point is we should make a Ministry of Innovation and Technology. When we did it, at the beginning I had the feeling that we put everything into this ministry where we didn't have any other place. So that's, and give a name to that, Ministry of Innovation and Technology. So that was the beginning roughly a year ago. This is the largest ever ministry in the Hungarian history. I'm responsible from the economic strategies, economic control, higher education, vocational education, energy policies, climate policy, transportation and logistics, digitalization, also the large infrastructures, and by the way, also for the European Union funding, you need to have money. So this is the ministry. But I would say that at the beginning I had some hesitations. So how to couple the innovation technology with this content, and then we did find the right way. And frankly speaking, and also that's a message for the young innovators. If you are getting older and if you want to join to the government, it's not a bad thing. I enjoy every minute of this. Basically, we coupled the different elements of the ministry. Let's say energy policy. Just pick one. I can tell similar to the others. It's very innovative in Hungary. We built on the nuclear energy, but we built also the other part of our energy mix for the solar. So these two means of energy generation, they have one problem. We need to store the energy. In a flat country like Hungary, we do not have very many opportunities. So one of the field of the innovation, how to generate the storage. Where can we store the electrical energy? We can store it in batteries. We can have an interim solution like generating hydrogen, or we can store it in the electric vehicles. So out of that comes logically the electric vehicles in Hungary. They have an important role to be played, and we started to build up this chain as well. So this is just an idea that when you are a minister responsible for innovation, how many different opportunities do you have? Of course, you need to have partners, and we found several partners. One of them is EIT, and I would like to really thank to Mr. Ken and also to the other colleagues that they've chosen that time Hungary as a location for EIT, and also bringing the opportunity that we can be even more innovative. So that's very shortly and I didn't talk about the autonomous vehicles. I wanted, but I didn't talk about autonomous vehicles, where I have some expertise. So I would like to wish all the best for the contestants, and looking forward to that, what they are going to present here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. Please go and take a seat over there. So I'm going to be inviting up on stage now the finalists. Tim Hutter from Hard Hyperloop, Marc Julien from Diaboloop, and Rudolf Solacher, Digital Twin Management. Would you all please come up here and get ready? So again, to keep it fair, we're pitching in alphabetical order. So Tim, in fact, it's your turn. You look like you're the first name and face on the list. So here we go. You have got your microphone and your clicker. These are your weapons for your pitch. You've got 3 minutes over there. Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
All right, let's give it a go.
All
3,
set.
2, 1, go. Go for it.
Imagine traveling from Budapest to Paris, Amsterdam, or Barcelona in minutes instead of hours. Well, welcome to Hard Hyperloop. My name is Tim. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO, and I can't wait to tell you how we're realizing this. But what is the key problem that we are solving? Well, the key problem is that we cannot accommodate a demand for high-speed transportation on a sustainable way. Aviation is doubling every 15 years. There are more than 1,500 billions of euros of investments required to cope with this growth. But even if we would do so, aviation would still emit more CO2 than that's allowed for the entire world. Now this will be solved with the Hyperloop. It's the cleanest and the greenest way of high-speed transportation for both passengers and cargo. It is faster than airplanes, traveling up to 1,000 kilometers an hour. It is more efficient than trains, and it is cheaper to implement and maintain compared to high-speed rail. But how does Hyperloop work? Well, the vehicles, they travel in a tube in which there is a low air pressure environment, therefore diminishing the air resistance, and that makes it possible to achieve those high speeds with almost no energy usage. Now we are realizing the European Hyperloop network. This network can connect every major city in Europe within just 2 hours. And it could save almost 40 million tons of CO2 a year by providing a sustainable alternative for aviation. Now we have realized Europe's first full-scale Hyperloop test facility, in which we can already test every crucial Hyperloop technology. This has also resulted into 5 patent applications for us. And now we're ready for the next step, which is to test Hyperloop on high speeds. And therefore we have initiated the European Hyperloop Center, a 3-kilometer test facility to test Hyperloop technologies at more than 700 kilometers an hour. Construction is starting next year, and the first tests are planned the beginning of 2022. And then we can start with the implementation of the first commercial passenger route, of which 10 kilometers to prove everything will be operational in 2025, and then extended towards the full commercial route operational in 2029. Now, HART was founded 2.5 years ago by Mars, Marinus, Sasha, and me. We're now with a very diverse team of 25 people. And before we started, we originated from the winning team in Elon Musk's Hyperloop competition. Since we've started, we've raised 10 million euros so far. And our next round will be 15 million euros, which we'll use to prove Hyperloop at high speeds, have route development activity in 5 European countries, and have letter of intent for a pilot route. And as you can imagine, winning this pitch contest will give a major boost in getting these routes funded and achieving these milestones. Thank you very much.
Tim, can I have those? Precious, precious, precious. Thank you. There's very important, fascinating stuff. Okay, the next pitcher is going to be Marc Julien. Would you like to come up and get ready? Oh, you got supporters in the crowd. That's great.
Seems all right.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, hi. Just to start with, I'd like to do a little quiz, so I'm just going to move a bit so I can see you. I guess you all know Theresa May. I guess you all know Sharon Stone. Some of you might know Nick Jonas, maybe not all of them. And there's a little boy called Jack that you all don't know. All those 4 people have something in common. The actress, the politician, the singer, and that little boy. Do you know what? Well, you probably don't know. No, it's not that they're all active. No, and they're very lively. No. They all have a disease called diabetes type 1. And diabetes type 1 is an autoimmune system disease that everybody can have at any time in one's life. It's impact about 2 million people in Europe and 1.5 in the US, and it grows by 5%. So, but what does that mean for Jack's mum? Well, for Jack's mum, it means that every day she has to try to test Jack 30 times to check that he's okay. And so to help Jack's mom, we've developed an artificial intelligence that is actually going to do that work for her. So what's going to do, it takes the reading from the sensor, glucose sensor, that measure the actual amount of sugar you have in your blood. We calculate how much insulin you need, and then that will be delivered by the insulin pump automatically through Bluetooth, actually. What we've done with EIT, our system is currently CE marked for the adults, and what we've done with the EIT is we actually develop a system which was available for the adults to actually do it with for the children. So we co-developed and co-designed a system for the children with a specific interface, with a specific visualization for the parents to check what was going on, and also, of course, internally, the algorithm has been updated and adapted for the children. So today, we are raising capital, about 20 million euros, and to do basically 3 things. First, to continue improving our system and technology to make it even more seamless for the patient to use it and to change their life. The second is to make it available to everybody across Europe. So we are currently discussing with payers in Germany and in France to make it available for them, for the patients. And third, and to actually address the US market. So we are in discussion with the FDA to have our system approved. Well, thank you very much for your attention. And I'll be available for everybody if you need to ask any questions after the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark. Now, the third nominee, Rudolf Salacher. Are you ready?
Hello.
Okay, go and stand over there in the middle.
Okay.
You've got 3 minutes starts now, off you go.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm from Siemens Corporate Technology, and I'm managing the EIT Food project Digital Twin Management. The goal of this project is to increase the transparency in food supply chains by digitalizing them. Food production systems still have a major issue with food contamination or food safety events, causing a lot of people to get sick or even die, and we have an increasing problem with food fraud as well. The economic impact of these food safety events is also enormous. A lot of companies are affected by them. The direct costs are in the order of 10 million euro per recall, and the indirect costs due to reduction of sales or reputation are even bigger. The main reason for that, for these still high numbers, is a lack of transparency in the food transparency system, the food production system. Interesting enough, the young generation is willing to pay more for transparently produced food. So more transparency improves consumer trust, reduces the impact of food safety events, and reduces or improves the sustainability of food production. So our solution, Digital Twin Management, is based on an IoT cloud platform, MindSphere by Siemens, which allows partners like Givaudan, a flavor producer in Switzerland, and Strauss, a food producer in Israel, to store data in protected data spaces. And we have added apps which allow to configure this digital twin data model, simplifying data retrieval and data analysis. We have added an app for sharing specific data with business partners, and we are currently in the process of developing an app which analyzes root causes of food safety events. The market we are addressing consists of about 300,000 food processing companies in the EU, a 2.3 billion euro market for digital service and farm management software, and 3.7 million SMEs in the retail service sector. So our business case, our revenue comes from mainly license fees for platforms and apps per customer, with an expected revenue of 75 million euro. The return on invest of our customers are by savings, waste saving and saving of recall costs. And the impact will be in the order of 10 billion for waste saving and 1.5 billion euro for recall reduction cost. So we're starting licensing by end of 2020. We finished the project by this year, and we adapt to other vertical markets. And I'm thankful to EIT, not just for providing the funding, but also for making possible these projects and these wonderful cooperations, as well as our project partners, Technical University Munich and Fraunhofer, and last but not least, our pilot customers, Strauss and Givaudan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those pitches. Go and take a seat. Now we're going to find out who's actually won this. I'm going to put these down here. Okay. Mr. Palkovic, would you like to come over here? It's now time to go and get the envelope and find out who the Innovator Award winner is going to be. Come up here to the microphone so everybody can hear you. And I love that you said that you enjoyed your job. And I'm wondering how many ministers, if I asked them, do they enjoy their job really, would actually say yes. I think there's one down here who does, but all of them in Hungary is the answer. Right, anyway, go on.
I always wanted to do like this.
Yeah, go on.
Took off my glasses. The winner is actually.
Stay there, Mark. Reaction, how do you feel?
Well, thank you very much. And first, thank you very much for the team that is working extremely hard. We are 65 people currently working extremely hard to make it available for the patient. But more importantly, I want to thank you very much for the patients, because they are waiting for it. And this award will help us convince the authorities to make it available for them. So thank you again. Thank you, EIT. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Minister. If you'd like to go and take your seats, we'll pass on to the next award. Thank you, everybody. Now, my pleasure to pass over to Isabel, who'll be presenting the next award.
Thank you. So the EIT Venture, you can hear it? Yeah. The EIT Venture Award recognizes successful scale-ups and startups that have been supported by the EIT innovation communities through dedicated business creation and acceleration programs. And there are 3 price tags attached to this one as well. 50,000 K, first one, second 20,000 K, and 10K, 10,000 for the third winner in this case. And for the presentation of the award, I have the great pleasure to invite Sanja Damjanovic, Minister of Science of Montenegro. Thank you. Please.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be able to hand over the awards for the EIT Venture competition. It is an exciting feeling to see the speeding up of innovations in Europe and changing our society for the better. I come from a small country in Western Balkans, Montenegro, which has just started to implement innovation policies and to develop and connect its innovation ecosystem. For us, it is a great inspiration to see how the EIT knowledge innovation communities work. We are actually devising our own system having in mind EIT model. I feel very encouraged today by the quality of innovations which Europeans are developing, with significant support also from the EIT communities. I see that even for more developed countries than my own, there are often quite similar challenges, like how can a significant and often game-changing innovation find its way to the market and to greater customer acceptance? how can such a development be speeded up based on the latest advances in knowledge? How can funds be encouraged for risk investments? For the countries of our region, the Western Balkans, there are additional challenges. Due to our recent history, all scientific and economic activities very much slowed down. As a consequence, our region suffered ever since from a strong brain drain. In this context, I would like to bring to your attention the efforts which the states in Southeast Europe have been investing actually since mid-2017 to set up a large-scale competitive research infrastructure in the region, the so-called SEAS project, in the spirit of the CERN model Science for Peace. As the chairperson of the steering committee of this project from its birth onwards, I would like to thank to the European Commission for your continuous support. I very much hope that in the future, with the expansion of the EIT Regional Innovation Scheme, the Western Balkan countries will enjoy the full benefits from the EIT collaborations, including strengthening of our innovation ecosystem. It is so exciting to see how advances in robotics, chemistry and food science, energy and ICT, data science and artificial intelligence, machine engineering are contributing to the breakthrough innovation that our nominated innovators today have been developing in the Venture Award category. I would like to congratulate all of them, as well as the innovators in the other categories who are today with us. And my special congratulations to the EIT communities for supporting such innovators and making Europe as a true innovation union. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And for the Venture Awards, we have again 3 nominees that will come up here, but this is Matthew Dixon, David Pistone Perez, and Max Zickold. Please join me. So, how can it be against 3 men? So the first of you is Matthew Dixon. There you go. You have the advantage, you have seen how it goes before. There you go.
Hi everyone. Just want to put the microphone up like this. By 2050, we will see a humongous increase in global electricity demand of 60%. And if we have a chance of really meaningfully combating climate change, we need to regenerate all of this electricity that we have today and by 2050 using carbon neutral technologies. I'm here to tell you today about how Core Power Ocean's wave energy converter technology is a key part of the solution to enable us to move to a 100% renewable system by 2050. Without wave power or some sort of battery storage technology or combination of both, we will still rely by 2050 on around 30% fossil fuel combustion for our electricity. This is clearly not enough and not in line with EU policy either. There's a reason for this. Relying on conventional and more established sources such as solar power and wind power, they are limited by the fact that simply it's not sunny all the time. This is a real data plot from the coast of California that you can see over a typical week in October. Wind power laid over the top of each profile of the sun each day is filled to some extent by the wind, but not in every case. And this is a problem for grid operators on a national scale. You can't have this energy insecurity. Adding wave into this mix gives energy security to the grid. It's more predictable, more consistent, and more importantly, it generates at a different time than both wind and solar. By installing 10 to 20% of ocean energy and wave energy into the national grids, we can unlock the currently limited solar and wind energy that will never get past 50% unless you have wave energy in the mix. And we can actually work with those two technologies to allow them to penetrate up to 80% into electricity grids. This is how we move to 100% renewables by 2050. Core Power's developed and overcome two of the main challenges in ocean energy, surviving damaging storms and absorbing meaningful energy from waves. And we've done this by modeling the pumping principles of the human heart in our design. It's generally robust and saves a huge amount of energy in each passing wave, and also can survive damaging storm waves. We're able to use low-cost installation vessels, and most importantly, create for every single farm 420 jobs in local regions for every farm we install. And we intend to, over the next 10 years, with the 200 megawatts we have in our pipeline of work, create over 20,000 jobs. As I just mentioned, the 200 megawatts, that's equivalent to about 1,500 devices, and we have a strategic collaboration agreement with Simply Blue Energy to deliver these devices. We have an international team from all over the world that have all moved here and been handpicked globally to work with us on this really exciting project. Thank you very much. Spread the word and help us bring wave energy and make it a reality. Thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you. And the clicker. Thank you. Well done. David Pistoni Perez, your turn. Welcome.
Hello everyone, I'm David Pistoni Perez. I hope you are enjoying the event. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Celeros, and we are developing the 5th mobile transportation. I think it's not necessary to explain what Hyperloop is because Tim did it really good some minutes ago. But I would like to say that Hyperloop is actually a 200 years old idea. So the question is, why is now the moment for Hyperloop if it's a 200 years old idea? And we see 2 main reasons. First one, the technology. We already know how to manage vacuum systems. We know how to make levitate trains. We have light materials in aerospace. We have high frequency controls. And the real challenge for Hyperloop is to integrate all these technologies in the same mean of transportation. That's the real challenge. The second reason is we need it. We are not aligned with some of the Paris Agreement objectives. And Hyperloop is the perfect solution to solve these kind of problems and also the increasing aerospace congestion we have today. Elon Musk noticed this 5 years ago and organized an international competition to find the best Hyperloop solutions. We won the best Hyperloop proposal prize and the best propulsion system prize in this competition. And today, we are making our vision of Hyperloop real together with our partners. Our technology is close to airplane standards, so we have safe pressures for the passengers inside the vehicle. And we are also focusing into reducing the infrastructure cost as much as possible, because it means 95% of the overall cost of this kind of projects. We see Hyperloop not only as the fastest way of transportation, but also as a scalable technology being able to connect long distances, avoiding the infrastructure cost of, for example, the Japanese maglev, that is 100 million euros per kilometer. We are 5 times less cost per kilometer in this technology. We are now 42 people working full-time in this project. We have an open ecosystem cooperating with other industry leaders and research centers. We have the support of our investors, and of course, Climate Kick is supporting us from the beginning. And the most important slide is probably this one. Hyperloop needs time, but it's already happening, and we have the opportunity to have Europe in the forefront of these technologies. We already have an agreement with some of the main Hyperloop players in Europe. One of these is Hard Hyperloop, that Tim just explained some minutes ago. And we are looking for the best standards, regulations, and to avoid the interoperability problems we have, for example, in the railway sector from the beginning. The only way to do it is to work together, not only the Hyperloop companies, but the European ecosystem, institutions, and industries. We will have our 2 kilometers test track ready next year. And this is our vision of Hyperloop connecting the world as a metro line, but at high speeds and with 0 direct emissions. Thank you very much.
Maxi called the 3rd nominee in the Venture Award category.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Max from Sleepies, and with me today is Alice. Now, as you can see, Alice is not doing too well. She sleeps 8 hours every night, but she's still terribly tired during the day, and she doesn't know why. Now, Alice is not alone. There are globally 1 billion people who feel just like her, and they have one thing in common, which is sleep apnea. That's a sleeping disorder where you stop breathing during the night at least 15 times per hour for at least 10 seconds. Now, the problem is that with her sleep apnea, Alice is very unproductive at work. She has a high chance of causing traffic accidents, and she suffers from different comorbidities like heart failure, diabetes, obesity, and other respiratory diseases. Now, if Alice wants to get diagnosed, she has to wait in line. In Germany, she'll wait somewhere between 8 to 15 months just to get a first-level diagnosis done. And once she gets to the hospital, cables everywhere. She has to sleep in the sleep lab for one night with more than 30 cables on her body. And as you can imagine, this is not ideal. In the current technology, we have the sleep lab, which is accurate but not very efficient, and we have wearables which can track at home long term, but they're not accurate enough. And this is what Sleepy solves. So we provide a technology that is able to measure at the accuracy of the gold standard, while we can do it at home from the patient's own comfort. Now, we developed a system which is a small box that uses radar technology to do this. And we measure the heart rate, the breathing, and the body motions, in addition to the light in the room, then apply machine learning to get information on the biomarkers, trend analysis, and the overall sleep quality of the patient. We've tested this against clinical gold standard devices, and we're as accurate as the gold standard. Now, we've already done 10 pilots and research projects with large clinics across Europe, in Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, and Austria. And we've collected 12,000 nights of clinical data with our technology. We signed 21 letters of intent and are ready to roll out our product at the beginning of next year. Now, our team in Zurich is part of who has made this happen. We're 4 founders, 3 of us from the ETH Zurich, the Federal Institute of Technology. I myself have a business background, and we have support on the business side in Switzerland. In addition to that, we founded an Indian subsidiary at the beginning of this year to speed up our development on the software and data science, and they do a great job over there as well. Now, lastly, we're currently seeking a Series A round of 9 million euros in order to bring our product to the market next year and to fund the first large projects together with our clinical and insurance partners. Thank you very much, and let's try to improve Alice's life.
Thank you. Thank you. Minister Samjanovic, please. I think the jury must have had a really tough time to decide among these 3 proposals, but here comes the result.
So it's my pleasure to announce that the first place goes to Matthew Dixon.
Yes, great. No, not needed. Yeah, yes. Whatever you like. Move it. So how do you feel?
Definitely very surprised after what Max just did. We were very surprised to be on top there, but really nice to see the support for energy in general. I think international policy is changing in the right direction, not least in the United States and across Europe. I think Europe's got the right strategy to move to a 100% renewable future. It's now just about really implementing that, and we've got the Innovation Fund to support various innovations over the next years, particularly 10 billion euros made available by the European Union to support these types of activities. So we're looking forward to the next decade. And we'd like to obviously thank Inno Energy for all the support since 2012 and the continued support they give, and also the European Union for funding multiple projects to get to where we are today, not least the Wave Boost project, which is a €4 million scope of work that comes to the end of that project lifetime this weekend, actually. Results available on Cordis at the end of the month, if you're interested. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Continue the good work. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And now the 4th category, the Women Award. Jeremy,
yes,
up to you.
Yes, over to me. I'm just going to tidy up a little bit because there are some award papers here and I don't want to end up announcing an award twice. So just put that back there. I've got the important beeper. The Woman Awards. And the Woman Award recognises outstanding achievements of women entrepreneurs and leaders from the EIT's innovation communities. And the 3rd place winner will receive 5,000 euros. The second place winner will receive 10,000, and the award winner will receive 20,000 euros. And to hand out the prize, I'd like to invite up on stage a member of the EIT Governing Board, Lina Kaspadiene. She's an expert in entrepreneurship, innovation, ecosystems, knowledge and technology transfer. She's based in Vilnius in Lithuania. Thanks for coming all the way down from Lithuania just to join in for this, and it's exciting. So anyway, tell us a little bit about the prize and your feelings here.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I want to say that I'm really very delighted to be the one that gives away the EIT Woman Award, because I know that being women innovator is not easy. And I personally know that it is very challenging to establish the right balance between leadership, passion for innovation, and family, children, to make everyone happy and so on. And not even bearing in mind that a big part of this challenge comes from the strong roots of the attitude that science, business creation, leadership is not for women. And therefore, I'm very thrilled with EIT, which is an outstanding example of the equilibrium of diversity in Europe. EIT delivers a range of activities to empower and to reveal the women innovators. Whether it is dedicated programs for young girls and young women in educational institutions, or it is a close collaboration with the European Institute of Gender Equality in Vilnius, Lithuania, or other private sector actors in Europe on women leadership and entrepreneurship activities. Also, EIT Alumni Group is very active in women at EIT activities. And not even mentioning that the majority of EIT Governing Board are women. And afterwards, this award, and with this award, we acknowledge and we celebrate the contribution, the women contribution to innovation creation in Europe. And I want to congratulate all women innovators, and for the nominees, I want to wish the best of luck to each and every of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. You can go and take your seat over there. So and they're going to follow the same format, three-minute pitch, and then we'll find out who the winner is. Sarah Guimaraes-Gonçalves, I think I've pronounced that vaguely correctly, from Trigger Systems. Maria Sievert from Inviox. She has supporters in the house. And Caroline Beronius from Adressia. And I'm sorry if I've mispronounced a few names, but anyway, you can get a chance to correct me at certain points now. Then we're going to go through this in alphabetical order, just as we did before. So, Caroline Beronius from Adressia, you have your 3 minutes to persuade everybody that yours is the finest innovation here. Are you ready? Make sure you bring up the microphone there so we can hear you properly. Okay, ready?
Thank you.
Go for it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Caroline Beronius. I used to be the co-location center manager for EIT Digital in Stockholm, where I lived and breathed entrepreneurship for 7 years until I got ready to do it on my own. So here we go. For many people around the world, this is what an address sounds like. Behind the petrol station, take the street that leads to where the church once stood. Our house is on the right after the third mango tree, and the door is grey. In fact, 4 billion people, businesses and government agencies worldwide are suffering from the lack of addresses. Because without an address, you cannot access a bank account, insure your family and property, get access to products on the world market, or home delivery. And how do you explain to emergency services how to find you? That's what we want to change. So we have developed Adressia, which is an app and a solution that allows everyone to create a precise, complete, and easy-to-use address, and then share it with people and business with full control of their personal data. And addresses are needed for society to work. In fact, 6 of the Sustainable Development Goals will be really difficult to achieve unless the addressing infrastructure is in place. So Adressia contributes by making it possible to register people, property and business, and increase transparency and efficiency in business and government agencies. So we really believe that having an address is a civil right, and we will never charge for that. But when we ask people in emerging markets where we are currently working what they would want to have access to should they have an address, the two top responses are e-commerce and emergency services. And we thought it would be wise not to start where there's a matter of life and death, and we started with e-commerce. And that is also where we found our first crying customer. Because until now they have been dependent on the kind of descriptions that I told you in the beginning. And you can just imagine how inefficient and unreliable those kind of deliveries are, causing high costs for the company, but also very unsatisfied customers. And this is where Adressia can make a change. With our business solution, Addressing as a Service, businesses can simply integrate it and then ask the customers, request to see a lookup of their address and deliver efficiently, just by asking for their username. So, e-commerce is really growing fast in Africa because of latent demand and improved socioeconomic development. And this is a huge business opportunity for European companies. But what stands between you and making service delivery in Africa is an address. And that's where we come in. So, if you think this is important and you would like to help us fix a 4 billion people challenge, then please ask us for a full presentation. And if you don't know where to find us, don't worry, we'll address you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Next up, according to the alphabetical order, is going to be Sara Guimaraes-Gonzalez, Trigger Systems. Here we go. That's your clicker, that's your microphone. You have 3 minutes to present your company. Off you go.
Hello, my name is Sarah, and I'm the co-founder of Trigger Systems. During my bachelor in agronomy, I found out that 70% of the water that can be used for human consumption is used in agriculture. And the worst part is that 50% can be saved. There are many variables that affect irrigation nowadays, making it a very complex and costly task for farmers, not only because of the plants, but also the soil and the complexity in general. And the opportunity is huge. We know the automation of processes is the only way to reduce waste, increase yield, and feed the 9 billion people that are expected to be on the planet by 2050. Nowadays, farmers use methods, empirical or soil moisture sensors. Those we know that are inaccurate for the tractors that pass by or by the animals that destroy them. They are also expensive for small farmers, and they are also time-consuming to process. In Intriguer, we developed an automated irrigation solution that provides an easy way to make irrigation operation that reduces resources consumption and also promote increasement in yield. Our recommendation models are based on the cloud, and they don't use sensors to estimate how much water the plants need. After we have a complex recommendation, the irrigation recipe is sent directly to our 3 hardware products. Those 3 products cover all types of existing irrigation systems, and they are also very low initial and very maintenance costs. Our technology in one of the largest parks in Lisbon saved 50% of the water consumption, and this was equivalent to 140,000 euros of savings to the municipality in just 1 year. Our team started as me and my co-founder. We are both agronomists and developers. We are mainly men, unfortunately, but I'm trying to fix that. And together we have the skills to design electronics, program applications, and develop very complex agronomic models. Today we have installed more than 3,000 devices in our clients, in more than 20 clients, and we are actively working with 5 resellers and supplying 1 major irrigation equipment manufacturer. We are now looking for your help and building personal relations here in other countries. We want to expand to Spain and France in the next year and increase our annual revenue to 2 million euros. And we would like very much to have all your help and contacts to reach our technology to the most farmers possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Fascinating. 10 seconds to go, you know, you could have talked to little boy, you could have pitched for some extra cash. So, last is going to be Maria Sievert from Inviox. Are you ready? Here we go. Here's a clicker, microphone. Make sure you hold it nice and close to you so we can hear you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, 3 minutes, off you go.
So, when I started my company, I met a patient. Linda was diagnosed with a very aggressive type of breast cancer, and both of her breasts were removed in surgery, a standard procedure today. What makes her story extremely terrible is that 48 hours after the surgery, the pathology lab found out that her biopsy sample was mixed up in the lab with the one of another patient. Linda herself never had cancer. My name is Maria Sievert. I'm CEO and founder of Inviox, and what we do is we automate and connect histopathology labs to prevent this kind of errors, but also to improve the efficiency in the laboratory. And let me just give you a very brief insight of how pathology labs look like today and their order entry in 1915. And this looks very much alike. So all kind of cancer biopsy samples have to run through this process. Just to give you a number, in Germany alone, about 100 million samples every year. As I explained, this can cause a lot of high error rate. And Linda and other patients harmed are really just the tip of the iceberg. According to University of Pittsburgh, it's 1 to 15%, causing huge delays and huge amount of money for the whole healthcare system. Also, it's very time intense, and it's a health risky process for the workers there because they have to work with chemicals all day long, causing a lot of money for every healthcare provider that is involved in that process. We developed a software to connect the physicians with the laboratory and thus also collect the clinical data of that patient in a digital way instead of on a piece of paper that can easily be lost or mixed up. In addition to that, we have our sample container in our machine, and the container has a very specific integrated filter to automate this process of the registry, the documentation, and the disposal of the formalin. And this sounds like a very boring production process, but on top of that, we take these pictures of the sample that we now use to build an artificial intelligence to see from the clinical data and the features that we can define from the sample, the shape, the size, the color. This is how a sample's parameters are at the lab entry, and this is how it should be processed to result in the best cancer diagnosis possible. Thus, we avoid these errors, increase the process efficiency, and we stop the exposure to that formalin, saving up to 200,000 euros per year per lab. This is our team. This photo is just a half year old. We founded the company in 2017 in February. And with about 2.5 years, we now grew to 85 great minds located in Munich and Krakow, Poland, from 30 nationalities ranging from age 19 to 65. We love diversity in our company, and we love to improve life sample by sample for every patient. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow, 3 really impressive companies. Would you like to come up, Lima? We're going to get the envelope out. Weren't you struck by the diversity there as well? I mean, by in all of these awards, you think, wow, I'm discovering all these companies, and each time they come along, you think, well, they should get a prize too. In fact, of course, if you're on stage, then it does mean that you've done well, and you've possibly won something already in most cases. And so, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, the main part. The winner is Sara Guimarães Goncalves.
So I'm just going to come over and have a few words with you. I was struck by the photo. You are the only woman, is that right?
Yes. I have a remote person only in India, but right now I'm the only one. Unfortunately, mine too.
How do you feel winning this prize?
So it's an honor and a big responsibility now to make actually more things to Europe. And I'd like to thank the opportunity to EIT and to InnoEnergy for all the support. And also congratulate all the women in my category. They're also amazing, and they all deserve to be here.
I saw you passionately explaining your project earlier when we were at the innovation tour. What's it like? What do people ask you about? What are they curious about?
Yeah, mostly why I'm doing this, and because it's not that common to find women in agriculture and not in tech as well.
And what's the answer?
I don't know why, but actually I think agriculture is a field with a lot of impact in our society and environment. So actually I think we should focus a lot on improving that.
I was looking at your system and thinking it would work somewhere like Lisbon, and it's using the mobile phone network. Is that correct? Is that how it works?
Yeah, we have a product that it's independent from energy and telecommunications, so we can apply them everywhere, in Africa and India, anywhere.
Okay, yeah, because that was my question, is could you do this in a sort of a country where you haven't got a good mobile signal?
Yes, we can do it everywhere, yes.
So how does it work?
With a radio system that is free and is battery operated, so you don't need any network and infrastructure to make.
How do you see the company developing now? I mean, you've just won a prize, which is pretty great. You should get some press attention, but how are you going to see it develop, do you think?
I'm not sure if I got your question, sorry.
Well, what would you like to happen, should we say?
So right now our goal is actually bring this product to the market and to expand to Spain and France, as I told you, and also to achieve the most farmers as possible in the highest one.
Well, we wish you the greatest of success. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you, everybody. Well, it's time to hand over for the public awards. Isabella, you're hiding back there. You're going to come out and reveal some important information. I'm going to hide those away there, otherwise we'll have some confusion. I'll leave you to it.
So this is much expected. Does it? Yeah. No.
Microphone?
Yes. Do you hear it?
Yep.
Do you hear me? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Very much expected award. All of these award categories are special, but I would say this is a especially special award because this is the public award. This is your choice award, your cast. Sounds a bit like Euronews. And you have been able to choose among the 19 nominees what is your very favorite innovator, entrepreneur. And we have the honor for this to change a bit also the methodology of presentation, because of course they are not pitching, but we will have 3 winners on stage, one after the other. And for this I invite Commissioner Tibor Navracic to join me for the second time today, for a Commissioner for Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, for announcing the 3 winners. Here you go. So, we're going to start the envelope with the number 3.
Thank you very much. It's indeed a very special award, just because that's the only democratic and not meritocratic award. But I think it is very important, because if we want to keep up the funding of innovations, and if we want to make all those innovations a reality in the future, we have to convince all the decision makers and all the stakeholders to fund these activities. And popularity and promotion of those innovations can be crucial in this convincing exercise. So let me announce the 3rd most popular innovation, which goes to Lynette Kuchma, co-founder of Natural Machines. Congratulations.
Please to voila. Thank you. And now the number 2 of the most popular winners.
Number 2 goes to Luca Giovannini, Information Systems Analyst at Data Group Public Services.
Where is he? Yeah. Don't miss your moment of fame. And now the big moment.
Which moment?
The moment of the very top winner of the public award.
because one award doesn't exclude the award of the public choice. So that's why the winner is David Pistoni Perez, co-founder and CEO of Zeleros.
So you're coming soon, eh? I would actually have a question to you. No, thank you very much. 2 awards, that's quite a lot for the day. Thank you. I have a question to you. Did this ever happen? I mean, you have been now experiencing it 5 times, Innovate, the award ceremony. Did it ever happen that we had a double winner, 2 times?
Well,
Do you know that?
I can't remember, but actually this is the second time we have the popular choice, the public awards, and I think that could be a very noble tradition if we can keep it up. So I hope that on the 3rd occasion we also have a double winner here.
Wonderful. Great. And I will not let you go that quickly because we have a little surprise for you. And for the little surprise, I'm calling Anna Drobovic, who is member of the Governing Council of the EIT, with a special moment for you. Anna.
Yes, thank you. So we were warned that Commissioner Navracic likes to be discreet, does not like a lot of fuss, but we decided to make a lot of fuss anyway, because he deserves a big thank you from us. For supporting us in all these years through a range of challenges that I will not go through right now for the sake of everybody here. These are just some pictures celebrating some of the moments with Commissioner Navracic. And I would like to invite you to join me in thanking him with a big applause for everything that he has done for EIT. I understand he's also responsible for making this square and this building come to life in Budapest for events like these, where we celebrate creativity and innovation. So many thanks. And I have EIT color flowers for you. And a picture.
No, you are going to close. It's afterwards.
Well, I'm not sure whether you can go yet because, yes, I mean, basically we are going to have all of the award winners come back on stage for photographs, but I think you can probably take those and go and put them to the side. Thank you very much. Well, what a great awards session that was. Fantastic to have all of those people coming up here, and I just love the diversity of the EIT, don't you? I mean, it's fantastic to see all these different technologies. I want to go on a Hyperloop, though. I mean, so that I thought, oh, wow, 1,000 kilometers an hour inside a tube.
Through the world.
Yeah, it does sound like a lot of fun. I fancy having a go in one of those, and it looks like it's coming up pretty soon. Right, it's been fascinating. I learned, all the medical innovations, the personal stories as well. It's really touching, the emotion that we get in these prize-giving sessions. And thank you, really, everybody, for taking part in that and for pitching, practicing your pitches and hitting the timing. That's not very easy to do at all, so well done for that. That is not all, folks, though, of course, because we not only have our networking dinner, where we're going to get a chance to talk to each other a little more and share some ideas and obviously find out a bit more about some of these winners as well. But also later on, around about 8:30, we will have a very special performance by a Hungarian band called Random Trip. Now, I've been checking them out online and looking at some of their videos on YouTube. They're great fun. They've actually put together a piece of music just for this. So, if you want to see it, then it's kind of now. And it's a jam session. That's they're into improvisation and they create new ideas. They're a little bit like the EIT. They bring together different ideas and inspirations from different places and turn them into something new. And so looking forward to that. It's going to be a great, great concert. And thank you, everybody, for this event. It really has been an awful lot of fun. I'm going to invite all of the award presenters and award winners up on stage for photographs, and the rest of you are free to go off and enjoy your evening. And look out for the concert coming up later on. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you. The moment of photo.
So award presenters and award winners, come up on stage. And anybody who wants to take a photo of them, feel free.
The presenters and the winners, please. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Isabel.
Back. Yes. Yeah. I think we should get a photo of the two of us. The archives.
Yes.